Good evening from Rupp Arena, where Steven just told us to get uncomfortably close after a basketball game that was not close. Kentucky just smoked 8th-ranked Miami in the inaugural ACC-SEC Challenge, just like we all expected. A game of two similar styles of ball, guys that love to run and shoot the three-pointer, a little bit of veterans versus youth. We thought it'd be a close game, but it was the exact opposite of that as Kentucky ran the Hurricanes out of the gym. That's your defending ACC champ and your defending Final Four team. Jack, Zach, Jacob, I know it was a lot of fun. It was another night of Kentucky lighting up the scoreboard, but did anyone see Kentucky running them out of here like that? Anybody want to call it?
No?
I
didn't. I was a little nervous, to be honest with you, a little bit, but outside of maybe a 4-minute stretch in the first half, Kentucky was just a better team. I was honestly kind of shocked. Ken Palm had Miami ranked like 37. We probably should have taken that a little bit more at face value than what it was, because they're obviously not the number 8 team in the country, and Kentucky proved that tonight. Just a lot of fun.
Jack, most of the fun, Reed Sheppard. I mean, I feel like we've done this almost after every game this year. This game did a lot of the usual stuff, but added just a 3-point barrage that we saw against Marshall, but not so much the rest of this year. He filled it up on the scoreboard, and it felt like every time the ball went up, it was going in, and the crowd was loving it. Reed Sheppard, I mean, he's arrived and just keeps arriving. Tonight he did it on the national scene. Twitter is going crazy talking about Reed Sheppard, and he deserves every bit of it. Rick Pitino tweeted about Reed Sheppard.
Fans, Reed Sheppard is a one and done. I'm here to tell you right now.
Dang it.
If you have these big dreams of him hanging his jersey in the rafters and breaking the all-time scoring record and this and that, it's not going to happen. Reed Sheppard is a very clear, surefire first-round pick. I went down, talked to an NBA scout buddy of mine before the game started, and the very first thing that came out of his mouth was, "How about my boy Reed Sheppard?" Talked about him as a potential lottery pick. Like, what he does at this point, the first one was like the Reed Sheppard game, and then the next one was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. Now it's every single time he steps out on the floor. I think he was a plus 36 tonight, and he already led the nation in plus minus, and he's like, he did that and then did a plus 36 on top of that. It could have been really easy for this team to kind of, DJ Wagner goes down, 4 minutes left in the first half, kind of takes the wind out of the sails a little bit. It could have with the momentum, and then Reed Sheppard takes over as point guard number 1, and it just feels like the momentum just continued to climb to the point where Kentucky ended up leading by 26, as many as 26 in the second half, and we're past the point of Reed Sheppard games. This is just who he is as a basketball player, and I hope you enjoy him for as long as we have him, because it's not going to be long.
Another copy-paste. Antonio Reeves, Tre Mitchell just out there doing veteran things, combined for 32 points. Reeves not hit a lot of threes. Thought we'd expect that, but still had a great game scoring. The sad news that Jack did mention, DJ Wagner, lost him with about 4 minutes to go in the first half to a lower, what they call it, lower extremity injury. Calipari after the game did not see him, as we know, but also confirmed it was ankle, but we got nothing as far as what that timetable looks like. In the second half, he was on a bike. Cal said he told him to get on the bike to see what he could do. Obviously wasn't enough to go, so I guess we do have to worry about anything with DJ moving forward. We won't really get an update till we hear from another press conference. Nothing after the game there. Back to the fun, Jacob. This is your first time covering the team. It wasn't always like this last couple of years. Not quite as fun as this, but now that you've been to a lot of these, ball. I mean, this brand of basketball Kentucky's playing right now, this is incredible, right?
Yeah, this is just the brand of basketball you want to see, and this is without their 3 7-footers. Hopefully, when those guys come back, they can still play this fast-paced style of basketball. One thing that I really like to see was playing against a team like Miami. That's really a good matchup for them defensively. They don't really have a real big man besides Norchad Omier, and they got him in foul trouble early, so I think that was a big part of this game.
We're shining with Reed off the bench, but let's also give some shine to Adu Thiero. Jordan Burks played some good minutes, went 2 for 2 from the field. Adu was 4 for 5 from the field, 9 points. I think 6 or 7-ish rebounds, 6 rebounds. Big game from him. Really not a whole lot to complain about. I guess Miami had the big run in the first half, where we did see this was a game of runs, but it was at 17-2. But other than that, Miami just had nothing for Kentucky.
Yeah, it was about that 4-minute stretch, like I mentioned, and that was the Miami offense that we kind of expected coming in. We kind of expected that to be all game, kind of a game of runs, as Brandon Ramsey would like to tell you. Game of runs, and that's kind of how it started out. Once Miami went up, I think they went up maybe 8, 9, 10 points, something like that, off that 18-2 run. Kentucky didn't respond with a run of their own, but kind of just kept themselves in the game and then really kind of pushed themselves over the top there at the very end of that first half with DJ on the bench. Kind of had well, in the locker room as well. You had Reed come in there, and Rob as well had a really great game, I thought. I think he had 9 assists, 5 rebounds, maybe it's 18 points, something like that. So another really, it's almost like feels quiet when Rob is doing this now. Like, I know in the Marshall game he had 2 of those. Here, Steven, can you get me? The whoop-de-doos or whatever, where he like brings it all the way out here and flips it up. He did that once again today, and like those are NBA moves. It's something special to watch, and it's kind of like when me and Jack are just up here watching the game, it's kind of you just shake your head, look at each other, and you're like, yeah, well, this is just kind of what we're at this point. And I think they started the second half 6 for 7 from 3 as well. Just everything was clicking. Like, this was the actualized version of kind of what we thought this team would be. I don't even know if we thought they would be this good, though. Tre Mitchell, we haven't even talked about him yet. I think he also had 7 assists, 5 rebounds, maybe 14 points or something like that. Just everything about this offense right now is clicking. The ball is very rarely sticking to anybody. It's quick movements. Tre Mitchell has fallen in love with the touch pass, and for some reason, I don't know why, every time he does that touch pass, something good happens. It just confuses the defense immensely. I don't know what it is. Justin Edwards even had a big dunk.
Finally.
Didn't fumble it. Didn't drop it. Didn't drop it.
And I think that should honestly be the biggest point here is Justin Edwards looked really good in the first half. I think he kind of slowed down the second half there. The first half of Justin Edwards was NBA Justin Edwards that we all kind of thought we'd see. So
We got to work on your Rob. If you're going to do Rob, after you score, you either have to look at your hand or say they're too small, because he does it after every bucket.
Every time Rob and Reed were like trading baskets, you just kind of saw them in midcourt, just doing like dapping each other up. Like they all knew every shot.
Guys love each other.
Yeah, they do like each other. You couldn't get Reed to say anything else in a 10-minute press conference other than, I love my teammates, we can all pass, dribble, and shoot. I don't know if that's just what he's trained to do or if that's what he truly believes, but that's exactly what we saw on the court. So
we had some fun before the game, too. Jack was here very early where Aaron Bradshaw was warming up, broke a sweat, was stretching. Dave Baker on pregame radio was even talking like he might play. That was never going to be the case, but that was the most we've seen of Aaron Bradshaw doing anything before a game. So we're one step closer, right, Jack?
And he looked good, like really good. Like, he's 7'1", 200-ish pounds. You'd think that a guy that size wouldn't move as well as he does, but he's unbelievably fluid and just takes up so much space and gets to different spots so quickly because of that length. It's like all the stuff that you love from Wemby in the NBA, because he's just like this alien with ridiculously long arms and limbs and just takes up so much ground. It's like a mini version of him with 7'1"-ish, 7'2" Aaron Bradshaw, and he makes shots and like the touch is unbelievable. Steven got footage of the workouts on this same YouTube page that you're watching. So just click the next video down, and like the shot mechanics are stunning. Like, you'd have no idea if you zoomed up really close. You'd have no idea that guy had 7 feet of body underneath the beautiful shot art at the very top. So it's fun to talk about the points and what this team's doing and the efficiency and like all of the magic that they're creating on the floor right now, and then go, okay, well, you have another unicorn that's just waiting for his arrival. Cal hinted that maybe even Saturday is something that we should be thinking about against UNC Wilmington. So I don't know if that's a possibility. Maybe it's the homecoming game against Penn the following weekend, but regardless, it was a full pregame shoot-around, full pregame workout, and he looked really good doing it. So I don't know what that entails or what it looks like when he comes back, but if we're already having this much fun, I just can't even imagine what the next step looks like beyond this.
We're all smiling and happy and could brag on this team forever, but we can't stay here forever. They're flipping it for volleyball right now, which is why we're doing it up here. But one last big shout-out. Rupp Arena, you brought it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Students, people at the top with their backs against the wall, old people, young people, everyone in the building was loud. Part of that was probably because Pat Adams sucks at his job.
Terrible.
They booed
Terrible.
very well. I don't think I'm allowed to comment on officials anymore, but we'll leave that one there.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Pat Adams stinks.
Yeah, what he actually added to the environment. They hated him so much. It brought more noise in the building. But kudos to everyone in Rupp Arena. We've given this place crap a little early in the year. There's been some empty bleachers at some games. It's a little disappointing seeing this sacred building we all love be empty at times. That was not the case tonight. This is the way God intended Rupp Arena to be. The crowd brought it, the team fed off it, and an 8th-ranked team got smoked in Lexington. That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way it's going to keep happening, because this Kentucky team is for real. So we're going to sign off. Drew, Zach, Jack, I always get those flipped. Jacob, we got a little more.
Can I do a shameless plug real quick?
Shit, plug whatever you want. Unless it's Pat Adams.
We mentioned Rick Pitino earlier. I just want you to know that we have a new podcast called Floppy Action.
There you go.
Kind of a similar lines there, I think. So we've just started. Steven is the producer there. He's killed it with it, me and Brandon Ramsey. If you want to learn more about this, we're going to dissect this Miami game after.
Yeah.
And we're going to dive into the X's O's. It's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, we love self-promotion. Get some sources say. Jacob over on KSR Plus and
KSR.
board. I don't know, whatever I do, comment, subscribe, hit it all. Just hang with us. It's going to be a fun season. But for now, we're signing off because it's getting really dark in here. We have more writing to do, and we're really happy.